Hello and welcome to another yoga breakdown. I'm so excited to finally be able to offer this to you. And little update on my oral surgery. I still have some pain here on my right side, so please bear with me if I cannot enunciate as well as I'd like to today, but I'm really happy to be here with you. So today we're going to do child's pose, and I wanted to show you a couple of variations on it so that you can take it in a number of different ways. I find that child's pose is like probably one of my favorite poses, and I come back to it throughout my practice. I actually practiced this morning, and because of the pain in my face, I just went to child's pose like almost every vinyasa cycle because I just needed to feel grounded and just supported throughout that practice. So this is a pose that you can just do. I've done just child pose as a practice as well, and just done a couple of variations, calmed my breathing down and went to bed. You can also do it in bed. I've done it in bed, and it's so nice and supported and beautiful to do it that way. You can do it restorative with pillows all around you. I'm not going to show you restorative today, but just there's so many beautiful ways of doing this, so it's become one of my favorite go-to poses. And it should not be a pose that scares you to do. Some people, I think, feel like if they're tired or emotionally tired, or they're dealing with an issue like some pain in some area of their body, that they shouldn't go to child's pose, even though their teacher may cue that that's a possibility for them. But I really think that you should go into it more than you wouldn't. So I think as my practice has developed, I find myself going back to it more and more. If it crosses my mind to take child's pose, I will. Before I used to say, I don't need that, I can keep going. And usually that would result in injury or issues or emotional exhaustion when I would leave, or coming home and feeling more tired after my practice than before. And I really don't think that should happen. I think you should feel kind of energized and happy and ready to go throughout your day. So long story short, don't be afraid to use child's pose anytime you need to, even if it's like in the middle of the day. You know what I mean? Like you're in the office, you're getting stressed, go into a child's pose for a couple minutes, maybe shut the door, go into child's pose, regroup, and then get back to it. I think that's one of the best things about child's pose is you can take a moment and then you can regroup and get back to it. So that's what it's there for. So let me show you a variation. Let's get to this. So to start, I'm going to show you a wide-legged child's pose so that you can see what it looks like. It's kind of like this in the front. So you're wide-legged. You can take it any degree that you want to. This works best for me with my hips. Take it really quite wide, and then you're starting by sitting back on your feet. So I'll show you my feet here. So you can see, sitting back here on my feet. Great. And then what you're going to do is you're going to just kind of glide forward like this. So kind of walk your hands forward, coming forward long. And to start, I generally like to put one hand on top of the other and on my forehead. That's just how I like to start. You don't have to start that way, but that's just an option. So we start here, and just take a moment to breathe. You're feeling the stretch in this section of the body, you're feeling the stretch in the front section of the body, and you're feeling an elongation in the spine. Maybe you take your arms out in front of you like this. Maybe you take them limp. Maybe you like to take your hands by your sides. And I have a block here because a block can be a wonderful thing. And this is another thing I use more and more as I gain more and more experience in my practice. There was a time in my practice that I would never use a block ever because I just saw it as a sign of weakness, and now I see my blocks as a sign of strength and knowledge about where I am in my body, and it's just super important, I think, as a practitioner, to really know what you need, when you need it, what you want, when you want it as well. So block can be a beautiful thing. You put it under your forehead here and just let yourself rest. This is also a pose you can take when you're pregnant. A block or two is really great. You're going to want to take your legs wide like this if you're pregnant. Give room for your belly, and you may have one or maybe even stacked up to two, or on the high end on the block, depending. So you might be more like this. Whatever it is that you can rest and also keep that there. So that is one version of child's pose. I'm going to show you from the front here. You're like this, coming into it, coming down. Another option is to keep your feet together, or your legs together, your knees together. So let me show you from the side. Sitting, as you can see, on the backs of the heels to start, then folding forward. Hands can be in front of you. Hands could also be tucked and back, facing up if you want. Shoulders rolling forward. When you fold forward like that, and you allow your shoulders to drape and just kind of fall forward, you release the area back right here, and you also release the shoulders. So if you've been doing a number of vinyasa cycles, and you've been doing a number of chaturangas, you may feel like is a great way to get a beautiful release in the shoulders. And I would strongly suggest it if you're taking a vinyasa class that's very heavy in the chaturangas, to at least do at least one child's pose, if not two, where your shoulders are draped, so you can get some release there in that back. Otherwise, you might be feeling a little something here. You may start feeling some twinges here, and if you're like me, you might feel twinges here, here, and here that may indicate a shoulder injury. So taking some time to love your shoulders in child's pose is like so delicious. It's really wonderful. I'll show you another variation. I'm actually going to do this head on. And just to revisit, if you're pregnant, generally speaking, you're not going to have your legs together like that. It's not going to be comfortable for you as you get into your second and third trimester. You might be able to get away with it in your first trimester, but even then, just give yourself some time to have that space. Great. So another variation can be taking it over to the side. So you may be cued to do that to get some strength and, some length in the side body, and get some what's called lateral extension here. So coming forward, hopefully you can see me, coming forward. And then you may lift, walk over to one side or the other. So now you can see I'm getting that stretch here. And then you're folding forward again. Now you're really breathing into that side body. You're going to come straight on again. And then you'll move over to the side. I'm doing this quickly, but you'd be doing this a lot slower. Getting into that side body again. And I take this really gently. Sometimes you may hear that you're cued to kind of push this section down while you're stretching out, but usually, especially if you're in the beginning of your practice, I would say just ease into it. I'll show you from the side. So another option you can do is you can do a threading of the needle. So in respect, I'll show it to you this way so you can kind of see. When we go forward, lifting up slightly, you're going to bring that arm over, palm up, and then you can head down like this onto your shoulder. This is the way to get a beautiful shoulder stretch. This is a little much for me right now, so I'm going to put the block there. That's an option as well. You could put the block there. And then you bring yourself back up. You could also do this in your tabletop. And you'll bring it to the other side, bringing the arm in. So you see where my arm is. My head coming back down to the mat, and I'm stretching out. And then bringing myself back down. Lovely. So that is a couple of things you can do. I hope this has helped you with your child's pose. I hope you have found some ways of practicing in your child's pose that you may already know or may be new to you. And yeah, I hope you really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for visiting me today and bearing with me and everything in between. And thank you so very much. So this was child's pose. Next time around, which I don't even know if it will be next week, it might be in a couple weeks, I haven't decided. Not quite sure what I'm going to do, so I'll take requests if you want. If anybody wants me to break anything down, please let me know. I've been taking it really gentle with you so far, taking some more foundational poses that you might see. So we did tabletop, down dog, tadasana, child's pose. So I think what I may, if I don't get any requests, I may just start working in with some lunging, so that you can see how the body will look like in a lunge, and that might be kind of a cool thing to do. But anyway, I'll think about it, but definitely send requests. And thank you so much for visiting, and I will see you next time on the next yoga breakdown. And if you follow my family vlogs as well, I'll see you on my next family vlog. So that might be next week or in a couple weeks. We'll see what happens. But thank you so very much. You guys are the best. You're amazing. If you're local, please come to see me. I am teaching at Be the Love Studio in Massachusetts. So if you're local or you're visiting Massachusetts, I would love to practice with you and have you in my class. So thank you so much. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and please comment if you have any questions or any comments on child's pose. Thank you so very much. Goodbye. Have a wonderful, wonderful practice and a wonderful day. Namaste.